Welcome back to TYT Sports. If Ben continues to not show up, we're not going to use him anymore.
Yeah.
He's
fired.
He's in Atlanta. He's fired. We don't know. He's on a cruise again. Regardless, which means you won't get my picks, but you will get Chris's. So, Chris, welcome back as always. Rotowire.com. Make sure to check it out. East Coast Offense podcast. All this stuff is chucked into the description box below. All the links there. Make sure to click on them. Chris, last week, if I'm correct, 2-1-1.
Is that true? That would be a miracle because I went 4-11-1. So if I went 2-1-1 here, I'd give my best to TYT.
Oh, that's very good. I gave the icy blue as the push.
You're right.
For the Jets and the Cowboys. Right. Capitals are the home teams. If you'd like to rant about the Giants, here's your medium to do it.
Yeah, this is why I'm having a bad year is because at least my good picks are panning out. So I was 3-1, 3-1, 2-1-1, Huh.
It's not that bad according to TYT Sports. This is a great week.
Yeah, no, but this is what happens is these touts, they're like, oh yeah, I'm 6-1 on my 5-star picks and my 3, they just parse it so many different ways.
Right.
And it's just BS. They're just not. I'm having a horrible year, but for whatever reason, these picks have done well. So
that's a good thing. So say in the last 3 to 4 weeks, you're well above 500. You haven't had a losing week. You were 3-1, 3-1, 3-1, 2-1-1.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So keep coming back to TYT Sports. You want to make some money. All right, Chris. So we move forward. Week 16, a lot on the line for multiple teams, which obviously is going to affect some of the decisions for the picks for Week 16. 4 of them to choose from. Let's keep the hot streak rolling. Who do you got as your first pick?
All right. Well, I have to take Jacksonville plus 3.5. Jacksonville really sucked. I mean, they lost to Atlanta at home, which is that's a desperate act.
Are you still fading? Are you still fading Atlanta in every game?
No, because you do it until they give you a reason not to. Okay, right. It's not like I believe in them. It's just they're not auto-fade anymore. But the reason I like Jacksonville is they're getting 3.5 in New Orleans. To me, that's probably around the right line. Maybe it should be 4. Maybe it should be 3. But Drew Brees is iffy. So there's like a legit chance that Drew Brees doesn't play. If Drew Brees doesn't play, this is a pick'em. So I'm getting 3.5 on a 50% proposition that he doesn't even play, and if he does play, I'm getting the right amount. So you got to take Jacksonville just out of principle.
And anybody could throw for 300 yards and 3 touchdowns against the Saints defense.
Bortles will throw for 500 yards and 5 touchdowns and 5 picks. So he'll do it all. So I'm going to take Jacksonville. I think that's just too easy. Another one that's crazy, and look, Tennessee is 4.5-point favorite over Houston. Why? Give me a reason why. Why isn't this game? It's 3 at best, maybe even a pick 'em.
It's in Tennessee.
Right, that's worth 3. Where's the other one? They're better than the Texans?
I don't
Texans
think they're
in first place.
Better than the Texans. Is Mariota even playing?
No, he's out for the year.
They have Mettenberger playing.
Yeah, Mettenberger's not bad, but he was terrible earlier in the year.
Well, yeah, and I would take Mariota as a better
Houston
quarterback.
Houston has Brandon Weeden. That's why this line is big.
Yeah, but they still.
But Weeden, Mettenberger,
But if Weeden could, we saw Weeden be able to hook up with DeAndre Hopkins in the past. You can still hook up with DeAndre Hopkins now.
Well, he hooked up with Josh Gordon 2 years ago when he was in Cleveland. I'm going to take the Texans. I think it's crazy. It's 4.5. I don't understand it. To me, the Texans take out the quarterback. The Texans are the better team, and you're really saying that Houston's the better team just based on the Weeden versus Mettenberger switch. To me, that's just we don't really know. We know Weeden's bad. Mettenberger, we don't know yet.
You're also continuing a fantastic trend of picking games that nobody wants to watch on Sunday.
Well,
like the Jacksonville.
I'm giving people a reason to watch.
Jacksonville and if it wasn't for Red Zone, I don't know if I'd ever get around to being like.
Well, Jacksonville is a lot of fantasy. Anyone going against New Orleans, there's a lot of fantasy action going on.
Oh, it's also Week 16. It's fantasy football championship in most leagues, if not Week 17.
Which means only 2 out of the 12 people or the 14 people are even care anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
I think I'm going to take Atlanta. I know I've been shitting on Atlanta for the whole year, and rightly so, but. They're getting 7 at home, and Carolina with that 14-0, they almost blew it against the Giants. I mean, you and I can't even get into that.
I don't want to get into it.
But they almost blew it, and it's just being undefeated. Historically, only one team has ever gone 16-0. It's the Patriots. It's a big deal.
And they almost crashed. If you took the Giants with the points that Week 17 against the Patriots, you would have covered.
I think the weight gets heavier, and they just blew them out 38-0. Everyone's going to be on to Carolina, but this is in Atlanta. Atlanta got the win. I don't like the matchup. I don't like that Julio Jones is going to have Josh Norman on him, that cheap shot artist that Odell Beckham justly retaliated against. And I'm a little nervous about that, but I'm going to take Atlanta in the 7. That's my third. I feel pretty good
and it's also, the only thing I guess I go with Carolina for the only reason that it would be, in 7's a lot of points, it's like an hour-long flight. It's not really a road game.
It's not a big trip.
Carolina.
They're not going to be right.
Yeah,
but it is a different environment or whatever.
But of course, the pressure of going 14-0, it's a good reason to take them. Would you say the same for Week 17 when they face the whatever points?
We'll see. Yeah, with the Bucs, right? But this is a huge line. 7 on the road is like 13 at home because you get 3 for home field.
Yeah.
So it's three from home and 3 going away. So it's like a 13-point line. This is not a soft line. And then finally, I'm going to take Indy with Charlie Whitehurst, whoever's the QB for them, getting 1.5 in Miami.
That can't be the actual. Is that the quarterback?
I think it might be, yeah, because Hasselbeck's banged up and Luck, I don't think, is coming back. So to me, it's like Indy's still fighting for a playoff berth, as pathetic as that division is. And Miami is just such a weak team. You know, they're just so weak. They couldn't even handle they have barely any home field advantage. I don't know. I don't really like it that much. I'm not in love with this one. But I'm going to say, and I reserve my right to change my mind, but I'm going to say for my fourth one, there's a couple that I like. It would be Indy, I like Cleveland, and I like a little bit, I like Detroit. But I'm going to go with Indy there.
I'm shocked you didn't take the Giants for the reason that I know you don't believe in Minnesota. They are frauds.
Right.
And on top of that, you always take the Giants.
I do often take the Giants. Maybe always is correct. But if Odell Beckham, and we'll see what the suspension is being appealed.
Yeah, yes.
If he's not playing, I like him at 5.5. But if he's playing, I like him at 5.5. If he's not playing, that defense is pretty good.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do? They can't run it. Ruben Randall is. You're faster than Ruben Randall.
We can't run. I think I am faster than Ruben Randall. We can't run it, but we insist on trying.
Right. So they've got stupid coaching. They can't run. Rashad Jennings is actually good, but they don't really.
Shane Vereen's one of the best pass-catching backs.
But they're finally starting to they got to phase Andre Williams out. But
do you think we have any shot at making the playoffs?
I
know we actually have a mathematical shot. Do you believe we can make the playoffs?
Basically, the Redskins have to lose this week. The key thing is the Eagles beat the Redskins, we beat the Eagles, and the Redskins play the Cowboys. The toughest part is Cowboys beating the Redskins in Week 17. That's what has to happen.
This division's a shit show.
Yeah.
All right, Chris, recapping real quick. So Jacksonville getting 3.5 at New Orleans, Indy getting 1.5 at Miami.
I'm going to scrap Indy. Screw it.
Yeah,
I'm going to change to Cleveland at Cincinnati, getting 12.5.
And at Kansas City.
Kansas City, yes.
And why is that? Just because?
Because I think Manziel's going to keep him in the game. It's a lot of points, and I think if KC doesn't.
You love Johnny Football.
I love him. I watch him play. He's good. He's good. He went to Seattle. I mean, it was a tough environment, but he doesn't look like out of place there. I think he's playing well.
Right.
And I'm going to take Cleveland. So scrap Indy because I actually might. I hate Miami. I probably won't take him, but I know I'm taking Cleveland with the points. I know that for a fact.
So here's what we know. We know we're taking Atlanta.
Yes, Atlanta, Cleveland, Jacksonville, and Houston, 4 dogs. And I like them. I think I'm going to go 3-1. That's my prediction.
All right. Well, hopefully we continue the take those 4 picks because if you've been taking them the last couple weeks, you've probably been doing all right. I wouldn't maybe go with the other 7 or 8 picks that Chris
I'll
might
probably
make.
go 1-3 this week. So just don't.
But if
don't ever listen to anybody ever. Don't ever listen to anybody ever.
Use your own judgment. But if you would like, you can
Except
go
for this one point that I'm making right now.
Of course.
Yeah.
If you'd like to go over to rotowire.com, you can see the rest of the picks. He beats the book in his column every single week. Make sure to check it out. East Coast Offense Podcast as well. It's on iTunes. It's on his Twitter, @Chris_Liss. Make sure to come back to TYT Sports, subscribe, like, favorite, all the good stuff. We'll see you next week.